Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about bad art and why is it an important step to becoming a great artist. If you're new here, my name is Khalid and I am a self-taught artist learning the fundamentals of art, and I share my learnings, experiences, tips and tricks in this channel. So while I'm talking, I will have a process drawing of a recent illustration playing in the background. So bad art. What do I mean by it's important to make bad art to become a good artist? What do I mean by bad art? I'm sure we've all been in this situation where we're trying to make this great piece, we have this great idea in our head, but our skills are not there yet. And the result is bad in our point of view or is not as we imagined it to be. Or we're trying to do a study and the result is way different than the reference or very bad compared to the reference. So why do I say it's important to make bad art? And why do I say you should make bad art? I'm not saying that you should intentionally be making bad art or making bad art intentionally is good. We should always try our best to make our piece as good as we can. But what I'm trying to say is that we should step out of our comfort zone a bit and try something new, even if we know it will not be as good as we want it to be. If we're always in our comfort zone and keep making the same art over and over again, we might get good at making that one specific piece, but as soon as we change it a bit, we will fail. For example, if we just make a straight on portrait drawing with simple smile of the same person and nothing else, I might eventually get to a point where I can make a really good portrait in that specific pose and expression. But as soon as we deviate from it, it might not look good. But if the angle is a little bit different, the expression is different, or the facial features are different, then I might struggle doing it and it might not be good. You might think that's pretty obvious. Of course, we should try and draw different things. But let me explain a little bit more. It's easy for us to think that something is not my strength, and every time I try to do it, the drawing turns out bad. For example, I don't like to draw hands, and I always struggled with drawing hands. So initially I was just like drawing poses where the hand was hidden or missing from the shot. So what I had to do is try and just practice it. So the first few that I drew were pretty terrible, but slowly it started to get better. So what I mean is that even though the hands were pretty terrible at first and the drawings were bad, it was really an important step to becoming better. Another example is with backgrounds. I usually don't draw backgrounds because every time I decide to introduce a little bit of background, it just looks really terrible. But I decided recently that I'll introduce a little bit of backgrounds in some of my pieces. Of course, they didn't turn out great, as expected because I haven't practiced it much. And maybe even my art piece would have been better without the background. But I did it anyways. And now I'm one step closer to making art pieces with backgrounds. And I have taken a step into becoming a better artist, even though the art piece might not reflect that. I think it's important to always practice a little bit out of our comfort zone. It's okay that the art piece be a little bit bad. But once we try it a couple times and spend some time practicing and learning, maybe we'll be able to overcome that challenge. And it's important that I say a little bit out of our comfort zone. If we try and tackle this big challenge and this thing that's completely new and completely out of our comfort zone, we might get discouraged and we might not want to try. So it's good to take easy and simple challenges first and slowly introduce more and more so that we don't get discouraged. But every time we do something, if the piece is not looking great, if the art piece is objectively bad, that's okay. Know that this is an important step to becoming a better artist. But it's also important to learn how to learn, and how to practice, and how to improve. But that's probably for another video, and maybe we'll talk about that a different time. So why is this so important to know? This is important so that we don't get discouraged. When we think something is going to turn out great, but it doesn't, you have this amazing idea and the results are not as we imagined it. It's important to recognize that in order to become better artists, we need to do these new things that we have never done. That they will be terrible at first, but with practice and time, we will learn them and slowly get better at them. One more advice that I think is important is to try and keep these art pieces that we do, even if we think they're bad. It's good to keep them so that we can go back and look at them later on in the future and look at our progress and know that we are improving. I will let the rest of the video play and you can enjoy watching the rest of the time lapse. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And you might also like watching the video where I talk about my art goals and how to set goals that will lead to your success.